if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings.
Monday morning makeup. That should become a thing. Monday morning makeup. How are you all today? I have woken up frustrated but determined. So I haven't been weighing myself for the last several weeks because, you know, I've been off my weight loss medication and just so hungry, eating everything. And I committed this week to doing two things. Number one, I'm not going to use coming off my weight loss medication as an excuse to eat anything I want to eat. I'm not going to hide from the scale. So I got on it and it said I gained 9 pounds. Do you know how long it takes me to lose 9 pounds? That may be a month and a half of work. It just comes back when I'm off this medication. It comes back really easily, but it's not just the fault of being off the medication. I do, because I am so hungry, I do eat really dense, filling foods that tend to give you bursts of energy, which means they have a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, and gets out of control. So, yep, your girl gained 9 pounds. And I feel it. I feel like I feel every single pound. So, what am I going to do this week? Well, hopefully this week I'll get my medication again. I will call the pharmacy today as soon as they open to see when that will happen. Sometimes they're a little slow because they don't stock it, so they have to order it. So we'll see. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Well, actually, the first thing I did was I weighed myself. I generally have a lot of scale anxiety because it really impacts me. Those numbers on the scale mess with my head. And I know that's hard for people to understand if you've never had a dysfunctional relationship with the scale, but it really messes with me. I can get a lot of anxiety before a weigh-in, and after a weigh-in, like today, if I've gained weight, my mind will ruminate on it. And a lot of negative chatter comes up of like, see, you can't lose weight. What do you think you're doing? Like, just give it up. Go back to weighing 350 pounds. And I don't want to do that. I haven't come this far to give up on myself. So I really did some work this morning with self-regulating and telling myself that this is okay. This is not a disaster. I will recover from this and just keep going. So that's kind of my attitude this morning. Now, what I also committed to was I'm going to take a picture of the foods that I'm eating. And I am so sorry if that makes for a boring vlog, but my vlogs are boring anyway, right? So what's a little bit more bore? Anyway, I'm going to take a picture of what I'm eating so you all can see and join this adventure with me, but also to hold myself accountable. Because so often when I eat something that I know doesn't nourish me, I kind of dissociate from the act of doing it, and then I draw a veil over it. Maybe remove these texts that are coming in. I kind of draw a veil over it. Like, that didn't happen. Onward and upward. But no, it all counts. And I need to develop around the weight loss medication a discipline. And I need to really stay centered in that mindset of weight loss has changed so much for me. Honestly, for a long time, it was all about how I looked, the type of clothes I could wear, and I wanted to look good for people other than myself. And well, that never worked. So, you know, when I started this whole self-improvement journey, I really have been working on reshaping that to, number one, it's about how I feel in something. So clothes, you know, should be about how I feel in them, not how other people feel about them. And my body should be about my relationship to my body. And that should, regardless of its state, have a lot of self-love and acceptance. This body has brought me 58 years without major incident. And I am so fortunate and grateful for that, because I know how many people in this world don't have that. And I need to stay mindful of that. Like, this is an incredible body. What changed a lot for me is, do you all remember when I fell? I used to go walking at the park in the morning. I don't go walking at the park anymore. But I fell one day, in case you missed it, and I couldn't get up. I hurt my knee, I hurt my hand. I didn't realize to the extent when I fell that I had injured them, but I knew they weren't wholly usable to me, and I had no strength in my other limbs to get myself up. From where I fell, thankfully there was a park bench just a few feet away. I had to crawl with likely a broken hand and a knee that was injured as well to that bench, to use my good leg and my good hand on the bench to pull myself up. If that bench hadn't have been there, I would not have been able to get up. I would have had to call 911. That scared me. It scared me, well, falling and not having any help and being at a park that happened to be other people in the park that morning, but there wasn't always, really scared me. But what terrified me more is a real deep understanding that my body has been obese for so long, and I've been inactive for so long, that I had no strength. I don't have a lot of strength. I'm working on it. And that's what this, oh, jeepers, I'm just getting plagued with text. That's what this has been about, is this is no longer about my vanity. This is no longer, I give up, the outer world beauty of what's beautiful, I give up on that. Now it has to be about me and my relationship to myself. And I feel I'm at a good place in my life to develop that. And it has to be about my mobility. Like, I want to see myself 30 years into the future, if God graces me to live that long, moving. And if I fall, being able to get up. And that's just what I've been focusing on. So the other commitment I made to myself this week is, now when I first started tracking my steps, many work days, I would get under 2,000 steps. And that's just because I have a really intense meeting schedule at work, and I can go 8 hours straight in meetings without a break. So eating lunch, hydrating myself, getting up and moving just wasn't part of my day. And that had a lot to do with my physicality of I'm killing myself just sitting all day long. So I changed that. And you all were with me when I said, I'm going to set a new target of 3,000 steps a day. And again, I know to many of you that sounds like, okay, what? Like, no, 10. 3 was a lot for me. I was exhausted with 3. And what I did is, my office building has a very long corridor. You have to remember, I don't have a lot of time between meetings. So I had to find a way that worked for me that allowed me to get mobile. And thankfully, my building has this long corridor. And I figured out that to get from one end down to the little kitchenette is 100 steps. And then back again to my office is another 100 steps. So that little walk is 200 steps. And because I'm not dealing with a lot of time, what I do is I've kind of developed this routine of drink water, get up. If you have to use the restroom, use the restroom, walk your 200 steps. Drink water, walk 200 steps, use the restroom. Drink water, walk 200 steps, use the restroom. And that's what I do at work now each day, so I get over 3,000 steps. It's very rare that I get under 3,000 steps. Now, if I get under 3,000 steps in a day, it's because there was some big event, and you'll see in my step record, 8,000, 9,000 steps, and I'm just totally exhausted and basically nap and watch a movie the next day. And that I'm talking about a weekend. But there's no work days anymore where I get less than 3,000 steps. And then 2 weeks ago, I can't remember, I'll have to look back on my planner. I started to set, oh my goodness, these texts. I started to set a goal of 4,000. And so, and I have, if you look at my step record, you'll see a couple of days where I reached that. Now that means I need to get up from my desk more during the day to get over 4,000. And I'm also on my treadmill every morning. And so I've been trying to increase my treadmill time, and then I've been trying to increase how many times I get up during the day to do my little walk. It all counts, and I have to just keep encouraging myself and telling myself it all counts and it all matters and it's helping, because I think that it is. Now when I do 4,000 steps in a day, I'm not exhausted, and it feels feasible. It feels realistic to me. So that was the next thing this week that I said. Last week I did set the goal of doing 4,000 steps. I can't remember what I put. Maybe I put 4 days. Oh, maybe I didn't put and how many days. And maybe I just put 4,000 steps. Because this week I did change it to, 4 days this week I want to do 4,000 steps. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself, because when I set these big lofty goals, sometimes they just shut me down mentally. It all feels too overwhelming for me and I shut down. In my mind says, well, keep doing this, and then you'll do 5,000, then you'll do 6,000, and you'll be up to 10,000 before you know it. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to take it 1 week at a time. And when it feels right to increase it, I'm going to increase it. So no expectations outside of achieving the goal that I set for myself. So that's the other thing that I committed to this morning, was that. I did do food prep today, and it's a little bit unusual for me. My husband, Paul, is vegan, a very strict vegan, and that's an ethical thing for him. I am pescatarian most of the time. If I go out or something, I may eat something that's not pescatarian, carnivore, and but it's rare. And if I'm honest, most of the time I'm probably just eating vegan because that's what's in the house. I don't know if that's the right diet for me. I keep putting in my planner, because the last time I saw the doctor last month, I got the pre-auth for the dermatologist. I have a big mole here, and the nutritionist. And so I do want to see the nutritionist, because I just have a sense it's not enough for me. And it causes me, because I don't know what to eat, it causes me to go to not healthy food. And I'm at the point now in my diet where I need to better understand this. And so I'm ready to see the nutritionist. And what the nutritionist recommends is what I'm going to try. And that causes Paul a lot of stress. But I just need to prioritize my health. So anyway, back to this week's food prep. I bought some turkey patties. Turkey is something that I can digest well, and it feels clean. So I bought Trader Joe's turkey patties. Don't know if I'm gonna like them. So what I did this morning, I did it this morning because I didn't have time yesterday, was I put 4 turkey breasts in the oven with a boatload of veggies, and I roasted those together. And then I made 2 work containers, food prep containers, with the 2 patties and then the boatload of veggies. So what I have for food prep this week is the turkey, veggies, and yogurt. Oh, and I made a cucumber salad. Oh, if you've never tried this cucumber salad, you have to try it. It is cucumbers, rice vinegar, a little bit of sugar, salt, and then I add water. And it makes these pickled cucumbers. Like by lunchtime, they'll be just delicious. I love that salad. And I only made 2 days of it because I don't know if I'll like it. So I'm food prep for 2 days, which means I'm not done with my food prepping this week, but I've got 2 days. And these are kind of the things that I was working on this morning and committing to this week. And it feels overwhelming, y'all. It just, why can't I get this area of my life under control? I've had this dysfunctional relationship with food for so long. Oh, I'm trying. I'm really trying. So I'm going to show you. No matter what I eat, I'm going to show you. Okay. Last thing is, do you ever have like old nail polish and you really like the color, so you save it, and then you go to use it and you realize it's not good? I did that last night. I painted my nails in the dark, and when I started painting them, I was like, oh gosh, this polish feels a little bit old, but it looked okay in the dark. And then I woke up this morning. Can you see that? I don't know if you can pick it up. It's all bubbly. I don't know if it's showing or not. Anyway, now I have to redo my nails. And do you see that? Can you see it? Oh, there it is. I can't remember the name of it. So it is a little cyst. It's full of gel-like substance. And it's probably a sign I'm going to get arthritis in my fingers. But I got one on this finger, and my doctor told me, told me what the name of it was, and said, no, it's not arthritis. It's this thing, and it's full of a gel-like substance. And you can just work on massaging it every night. She was right. This one's gone, and this one's gone down a lot. I can't remember what they're called, but it's probably a sign of aging. Anyway, I digress. Monday makeup is officially over. Let's go get the day done. Oh, I'm going down my very bumpy road. Do you want to see what it looks like? Let me show you. Okay, so the road's still pretty bumpy and very windy, so hopefully you don't get car sick, and very sunny. Oh, where are my sunglasses? It's hot. It's going to be a hot week again. It's already hot this morning, and it's very early still. I can't see. I'm being blinded. Let me get these on. Okay, here we go. So I wanted to talk to you about something. I'm fascinated by this topic. I have been for a long time. Just relationship dynamics. So my ex-husband was an amazing provider. And I've talked to you all about it before. You know, it got to a point in our relationship where his money and his ability to provide became very controlling. And I lived like that for a lot of years, and it had a lot of consequences for me. But I want to put that aside, okay? because outside of his desire, his need to control me like that, he was a good man, which sounds crazy. He was very generous. If I said I'd like a chicken coop, he would have it built. He would build it. He was an amazing carpenter. He was, you could see me stumbling over my words. I don't know how to describe it. He was a very efficient, capable man in a lot of ways. And we had two major issues. Number one, of course, was the issue of money, and that was never going to change. And it was abusive. It was financial abuse. The second thing was the way he related to me as his wife, intimately. He was a man of few words, and he didn't express his emotions and his feelings. And that was probably the downfall. It wasn't the money. It was probably the downfall of our relationship, because we lost a child. I was 21 weeks pregnant, and we lost our son in utero. So, during the pregnancy. He didn't know how to comfort me, and I didn't know how to process that loss. And it was just a very detrimental thing between us in our relationship. But anyway, he was never the type of man that had a lot of words, and he couldn't openly express his love for me, his desire for me, although he was very desirous, I know that. And he loved me, and I know that. So, he was constantly physically seeking me out, and things intimately were quite good between us, with the exception of there was no language wrapped around that. And that's what brings me to my place of curiosity. When you know your partner needs to hear more from you, needs language, like, for example, if you have a relationship and I was in clinical practice working with couples, so I've certainly heard it. And, I'm not stereotyping, I'm not genderizing or anything, but quite often it was the female who would say, we've been together for 15 years and he's never said, I love you. We've been together for 20 years and he's never expressed how much he desires me. And if you know your partner needs that, and that's a place of suffering and loneliness for them, why wouldn't you provide it? Like, what prevents a man from expressing himself that way? And I know what you're going to say. A lot of men aren't raised that way. It's male toxicity, masculine energy, there can be a lot of things, but at the end of the day, when you are with someone you love and you want to sustain and keep that relationship, and your partner says to you, I need more of this, I'm really suffering without it, why wouldn't your partner just bring it? Like, words can be challenging, it can be difficult to express yourself, but as you practice it becomes easier. That's just what I've been thinking about this morning on this mountain drive to work. What prevents people from doing that? And is it, I come to like some doors, some options. Door A is that person is not invested or doesn't care about the relationship as much as their partner does. They're not willing to do that. Number two, door B, let's say, the partner disagrees. The partner feels that's not necessary. And Paul and I are often in door B. Like, we just have fundamental belief differences. Like Paul said, that shouldn't be necessary. And I'm not talking about, communication, but in other things that shouldn't be necessary. I shouldn't have to do that. So it's just a fundamental belief system. Door number C, there really is an emotional, blockage there, challenge there that can have deep roots going back to childhood, a discomfort, a fear, something there. So door A, B, or C. So I know, I guess I know the answer to my own question, and I guess I'm, really talking mostly, I guess, to door number C, where, the partner desires to do that, but they just can't. But how long do they go like that before they see the loss of their relationship? That came up for me this morning because of the book I'm reading. And it's at this point, I'm reading Calamity Club. I really, really like it. But it started to touch on some things for me. And so this morning I told myself, I don't listen to the book today. Today you're going to listen to some music you love, you can groove on your way to work. And so I'm going to pause on the book read because it frustrates me and I don't understand it. And I've researched and written about love and intimacy for a long time. But it's still, I just hit this wall with this thing of like, I don't understand it. And then what do you do in a relationship if you're at door A or door B? A long-term relationship. So that's just what I've been thinking about this morning with love and intimacy. Getting to know myself better. I think I'm really exploring this. So I won't say I was triggered by the book. I would say I was touched by the book. And old curiosities were ignited. I want to explore this for myself of like, well, if it's door A and you're in partnerhood, how do you feel, Kay? Where do you reside, Kay? Is it sustainable? Is it not sustainable? Door B. How do you feel about that, Kay? Where do you reside with that? I feel like for so long in clinical practice that I had the discipline of neutralizing myself, neutralizing my voice, that I lost it. And it was reinforced, that loss of voice, through relationship dynamics I had in my personal life. I didn't have a partner there of saying, well, how do you feel about it? So, it was just easily lost. And now I'm having, at 58 years old, to ask myself how I feel about these things and coming up with, I don't know. I had to hop on here to share my puffy shirt. I'm on my way to work. What do you think? Is it too puffy? It's very daring. Think about me, think about us. What we're gonna do is only just a dream. Okay, you are a queen. Okay, you attract good things. And girl, you deserve to be the main character of your own story. Gosh darn it. It's Thursday. I've made it through the week this far. Guess what? Yesterday, I had an appointment with a nutritionist, and she spent, goodness, at least an hour with me. It was a pretty intense appointment. So she went over all of my eating behaviors to understand those, exercise, sleep, all of that stuff, and then we spoke about diets. She made a recommendation. She has a few recommendations. The first one is she wants me to start some strength training, which the last time I tried to lift dumbbells in my office, I hurt my shoulder. I don't have proper technique. So she recommended some stretch bands. So I'm going to get some, I already bought stretch bands. They just aren't delivered yet. And I'm going to watch some YouTube videos on how to use them for older people, so I don't injure myself. So that's the first thing that I did. The second thing was she really wants me to stay focused on my sleep, no surprise to anybody, and reducing stress. So I was just like, yeah, good luck. It kind of is what it is. But I'm going to continue to focus on my sleep. She wants me to increase my hydration, which is crazy. She wants me to try to drink over, I think, what did she say, 88 ounces of water? Something like that, which is like, I'm lucky if I get in 30 ounces of water. So that's going to be a little bit challenging for me. What else did she tell me? Caffeine, all those things, we talked about, were all good. But the big one was this. She asked me how I felt about integrating a couple of times a week some chicken. And I'm a pescatarian. And, we had a long talk about it. And, I feel at this point in my life that I really need to listen to my body. She was, she said the biggest concern is being on Zepbound and my age, beyond menopause, that, my diet needs to change a lot for that cycle, that phase, not a cycle. I need more coffee this morning. Oh gosh, it's bright. Anyway, so she did give me some things that she wants me to try. She gave me some things she wants me to stay away from if I can. She was pretty neutral as to, she spoke about how important it is of no bad food. Like if you're craving French fries, eat French fries. If you're craving sugar, eat sugar. So that was really good. The cool thing that I liked is she partnered with my doctor. So she had my history and my information, and she had clearly studied up on that. And all of that was agreed upon, through my doctor. So the doctor had set that up for me. So it was a very valuable appointment. And I'm going to try some things that she said. There's something called the metabolism, what is it? The metabolism plate something. And that's kind of where the majority of your plate is in veggies and fruit. And then you have, a smaller portion of your plate to complex carbs and proteins. I can't remember what she called it, but that's what she wants me to try. Recommended that I try. So I have 2 more appointments with her, and then I can get 3 more with the insurance if I feel, oh gosh, it's so bright, if I feel it's necessary. Okay, so that is big news. I saw the nutritionist. For breakfast this morning, I'm eating this. I've been trying to be very good about taking a picture each day. It's Friday. Thank God. I am so ready for the weekend. So my queens, it should be Friday fun, and I've had a pretty rough night and a pretty rough morning. I've made some hard decisions, and I'm not really ready to talk about them on here, but I take you along for everything, all 24 of you, and I'm not going to stop now. I started this channel to send beautiful things out into the world, kind messages, and messages of humanity, and life is messy, and doesn't always go as we want it to go, and how do we find resilience in that and keep going despite that. And how do I heal and recover from some issues that I've been carrying for a long time? I want freedom for that more than anything else in my life, even more than financial freedom, and you all know how I've been fighting for that. I want freedom. So that's taken some housekeeping. I really wanted to go to Starbucks this morning and get a coffee. And my heart is racing so bad, and I'm so dysregulated right now that I'm just afraid to consume any caffeine. So there's no Friday fun for me today outside of feeling really proud of myself. And I am. Don't mistake this. I'm feeling very proud of myself. And I'm going to give myself the next 24 hours to also feel sad. And then I'm going to do what this queen does best. And I'm going to put on my boots and I'm going to kick up some dust. And I'm also going to go to the salon tomorrow because you see this, what looks like a bald spot? It's not a bald spot. That is the color of my gray, which happens to be translucent white. So when my roots start to come in, it looks like I'm bald. The joys of being Kay. No, it's okay. I take it all in stride. I'm fortunate to be aging when so many people are denied that privilege. Sorry this is such a downer. It's going to be a sad Friday, and I'm going to let it be a sad Friday. And tomorrow we'll move on to a better Saturday.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
you too long. It hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away.
You stay there. It's Saturday night. Yes, I just said Saturday night. And your girl is not in bed. Because look what's taking place. Look at this. Oh my goodness, you all. I'm just gonna, as we chat, I'm gonna pull up chat. Because I want to chat with you about something. And chat is going to tell me, what do people mean when they call themselves queen? So, you know, I think I've been raised to be mindful of my humility. I shared with you this moment I had where I saw a Instagram TikTok person who I love her channel, write queen on her shower door. And I was thinking about that. Why don't I see myself as a queen? So I looked it up already, but I forgot what it said. So I'm looking it up again, and it says, queen means something like, I know my worth even when someone else fails to recognize it. Oh, be still my heart. I have standards and boundaries. I govern over myself. I don't audition for love. I don't need to diminish other people to elevate myself. I can leave what dishonors me. And it's okay if I take up space. I need to learn how to be a queen. That's what I need to learn how to do. Okay, it is Saturday night. I have made a whole big mess in this office, and let me tell you why. I was at the boutique the other day and talking to the owner and going back to the stationery line that I have. I have collected stationery for a while with the intention for a pop-up. And so I've, purchased things for it. I've made things for it. And they just sit in their little boxes with no place to go because I haven't done any pop-ups. And I was talking to her about it, and she said, bring it on down. Bring it on down. So I've tore up this office because now I can't find where I stuffed it all because it is so much. And I have a table full of stationery products. The poor thing's going to be so overwhelmed. We don't really have a display place for it. But, so, the boutique that I put my jewelry up in, it has a pretty, consistent theme, and girly, pinky, which I love, is not present in the shop. It's more of a shop boutique. It's more of a boho country, definitely a country vibe, which fits in ideally to where they're located. This line does not fit into that, but she said she'd like to give it a try. She said that because I don't know if I've shared with you all, but I did design a line of girlfriend greetings. And these are cards that I designed on Canva, and I printed them out myself. They're just little, I think, what are the dimensions? 4x6, something like this. So a smaller card. It's not a huge card. It's just a smaller card. But I call them girlfriend greetings, and the line is called Same Girl, same comma girl, like same here girl. And they're quirky, they're sarcastic, they're girl to girl greetings. They're doing quite well. And that's the first stationery product in the boutique. So we're going to explore this. And it's taken a lot of work and a lot of stickers. I have price stickers. These are my little boho country price stickers. But my price stickers look like this, so I have to price everything. So I am like a mad woman doing that tonight so I can take it over to the boutique tomorrow. And we'll try it out for a week to see how it does. And I want to learn how to be a queen. See, not be a queen. I want to learn how to see myself as a queen. So next week, I'm going to work on this intentionally. I'm going to come up with some things that I can tell myself and look at to see if I can develop this inner script of I am worthy. I don't know why I struggle so much with that. I have, suffered, I think, from the disappearing self for a long time. And I always try to, people tell me this all the time professionally, I always try to, bring down what I do professionally. I always tell people I'm a behind the curtain person. You stand up on stage and, you take all the accolades. I just will continue to work behind the curtain. And I've done that a little bit in my personal life. Yeah, it was like I was telling you in an earlier video, this is my story. I am the main character. I should be up on the stage. Gosh darn it. Okay, so Friday I had a bad day. I'm going to share that video with you because it was a bad day and I was making some big decisions, and it's Saturday night and I feel pretty good about them, and I started to take actions on them. I've really been thinking about that retirement funds video and thinking about the 100K gap that I have. Remember, I'm gonna budget for door B, which is the door of comfort, where I don't have to work and I can retire on time, but I've got a gap. So how I came up with, to address that gap is I want to do like a 2-year ahead fund. So I can, do a savings challenge at home for it as well as digitally. So been thinking a lot about that. What else? Today I got my roots done, so I shouldn't look bald here. I really can't see myself. I'm using my camera, not my phone, so I can't see myself very well. But got my roots done today. Tomorrow I'm going to go shopping. Tomorrow's going to be a big food prep day for me because I'm committed to following the plan that the nutritionist gave me. So I'm going to start that next week, and tomorrow I food shop and food prep for that. So that's on the agenda. Going to the boutique is on the agenda. Otherwise, I hope to have just a really chill day. I am on chicken duty in the morning, so I'll be out with the girls in the morning, doing farm chores. That's about it, really. I really just wanted to hop on here and talk about this queen thing because it really impacted me. And I think it's a good exercise to do. I'm going to try it. And I'm also going to get this office cleaned up. What you're seeing behind is not the worst of it. The worst of it's here beneath me. It's, you can't walk through my office. I don't know if you can really tell on video, but this office is very small. There's just probably a 6x6 open space here, and then it's just furniture, so it's not a big space at all. So yeah, its floor is covered and I need to get busy with that. I'm also next week going to, tomorrow, not next week, tomorrow I'm going to plan my wardrobe, just to let you know. I found myself last week because it was such an intense work week. I wasn't wanting to wear the clothes I want to be wearing with this becoming her, 75-day project, because I had to steam them. And so tomorrow I'm going to lay things out for the week and get it all steamed so I don't have any excuses. And I'm also going to take off this horrible blue nail polish that's been on my fingers all week long that has all these bubbles in it. And I didn't throw away the nail polish yet, but I will throw it away because clearly it's not good. Okay, ladies, I think that wraps up this week. By the way, my last budgeting video I posted about retirement has more views on it than a video I posted for a while. And let me predict, when I post this vlog, it will get 25 views on it. I'm working on it. I'm going to try to get better at these. I want you to enjoy my vlogs and come along inside my personal life with me in the day-to-day, but I'm just not good at filming yet, but I'm going to keep practicing. I'm going to keep trying. Okay, I think that's it. Till the next time, may you be blessed.